Dear students, this is the second lecture of the series Electrostatics. From this lecture onwards, we are going to consider different topics of electrostatics in detail. And in this video, we are discussing about basic electrostatic field and Coulomb's law. The various topics that we are going to discuss in this discussion are electrostatic field, then Coulomb's law, expression for electric field in terms of Coulomb's law, then the graphical representation of the electric field due to a point charge, then different types of charge distribution and associated electric field expressions, then expression for electric field in terms of the coordinates x, y, z. Now, electrostatic field, we know that it is a region around a source charge where some electrostatic effect is experiencing, and in order to find the electrostatic effect, what we are doing is we are placing a test charge there and evaluating the force acting on that test charge, and if there is some force acting, then that region is defined as the electric field due to the source charge. And for the present case, let us consider a source charge Q placed in the location, and let this be a plus charge, plus Q charge, and it produces a field around. And here in this figure, a circular region is shown as the field region. And we have a clear boundary shown in this picture. Actually, there is no clear boundary because later we can see that the electric field is given by an expression with 1 by r square term. That is, with distance r, the electric field decreases to very small value. So we can consider a boundary for electric field distribution in such a way that outside that boundary, the electric field vanishes to very small value, negligibly small values. And such region is taken as the infinity region. And in the infinity region, if you place some other charge as the test charge, say in the present case we have placed a charge here, and we can see that the force acting on this charge is 0. So it is outside the field region. Now instead, if we place a charge inside the field region, like this, inside the field region, then we can see that there is a strong force of attraction or repulsion depending upon the magnitude and charge of the plus charge or minus charge of the source and test charge. Okay, so we can define the electrostatic field as the region where some electrostatic effect is experiencing. Now coming to the Coulomb's law. Now the Coulomb's law is the basic law that gives the force between two charges. We have two charges Q and Q, small q and capital Q. Then the force of interaction between these two can be given by or expressed in terms of an equation using Coulomb's law. And from this Coulomb's law, we are able to find an expression for the electric field also. Now, the present case, we have a source charge small q. Small q is the source charge and a test charge capital Q. And the distance between the two charges is taken as small r. Even though in this figure it is with a specific size, we are considering point charges only. So the charge is assumed to be concentrated at a specific location. Distance between the source point and the charge point is taken as r. And by Coulomb's law, we can see that the force of interaction between these two charges is directly proportional to the product of charges, that is F proportional to Q into Q, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them, F proportional to 1 by r square. So that the expression for the electric field is given by, the electric force is given by F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q into Q by r square into unit vector r, where the proportionality constant is given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0. The constant is in terms of the permittivity of the medium called epsilon 0. And the value of epsilon 0 for free space is given by 8.854 into 10 raised to 2 minus 12 farad per meter, or in terms of the charge, this unit is represented as Coulomb square per Newton meter square. Now this permittivity is an electrical constant, is a fundamental electrical constant. and it determines the field distribution inside the medium. When we consider a dielectric medium, we can see that the permittivity is related to the polarization of the material, and the polarization, that means the polarization of the material when it is placed in an external electric field. The polarization strongly depends on the electronic configuration also. So it is a material property that determines the electric field distribution within the medium, and it is an intrinsic property of the medium. In the case of magnetostatics, we have similar intrinsic medium property that is called permeability, and free space it is taken as mu0. And there is a clear role for epsilon 0 and mu 0, or epsilon and mu, as far as the electrostatics and magnetostatics principles are concerned. And in the case of electromagnetic theory, that is electromagnetic field propagation, these two constants decides the propagating velocity of the wave, propagating velocity of the electromagnetic wave through the medium. Now, the expression for electric field can be obtained from Coulomb's law. And for that, let us consider the test charge is replaced with the unit charge. Then the force acting on the unit charge is taken as the electric field. And the expression will be given by E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R square, because we take capital Q as 1 coulomb. So in order to get the expression, we get F is equal to Q into E, or E is equal to F by Q. Is equal to F by Q, that is the force divided by the magnitude of the test charge. The present case, this Q is taken as 1 coulomb, so that electric field E is equal to the force acting, or the relation between the charge, field and force is given by F is equal to Q into E, and the definition changes to electric field at a point is the force acting on a unit test charge placed at that point. So this is the basic definition of electrostatic field. And we are able to represent graphically the electric field due to a point charge. And for that, we can consider the graph like this. So here the x-axis is distance is taken in meter, and on the y-axis electric field is plotted. Field is plotted in Newton per Coulomb, and as we move away from the source point, that is as R increases, we can see that the field decreases to small values based on proportional to 1 by R square. And we can see that after a distance, the value decreases to very small value, and beyond that region, we can say that the electric field is negligibly small or approximately equal to 0, and that region is defined as the infinity region. And coming to small values of R, we can see that as R tends to 0, since the R square term is the denominator, the value of the electric field becomes very large, and that portion is not shown in this particular graph. Anyway, this graph is proportional to 1 by R square, that is, it decreases proportional to inversely proportional to R square. Now let us consider the expression for force due to a distribution of charges. For the first case, if we have consider the first charge as Q1, distant R1 from the test charge, the expression is given by F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q1 Q divided by R1 square into R1 hat, where R1 hat is the unit vector along the direction joining the first source charge and the test point. And similarly, we can construct a distribution of charges like Q2, Q3 also placed near Q1. So each source produces its own effect on the test charge. So the force due to the first charge is taken as F1, and that due to the second is taken as F2, and that due to the third is taken as F3, and so on. So the total force acting is equal to F1 plus F2 plus F3 plus etc. And in order to find the expression for the total force acting, We can consider the distance also. The first is at a distance r1, then second r2, third r3, etc. So that the total expression for force becomes F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q1q divided by r1 square plus q2q divided by r2 square into r2h plus q3q divided by r3 square into r3h plus etc. So this gives the expression for the total Coulomb force acting on the test charge due to the distribution of charges. And since the capital Q is a constant term, this can be taken outside. So the expression changes to this form. And in terms of the summation form, this expression can be taken as F is equal to capital Q over 4 pi epsilon 0 into summation I to n Qi divided by Ri square into Ri hash. Qi divided by Ri square into Ri hash. So this is the expression for the force acting due to a distribution of forces, and that is the Coulomb expression for the force on the test charge placed at a location in presence of a distribution of point charges. Now the electric field due to the distribution of point charges can also be obtained by dividing that with the test charge placed. The magnitude of the test charge is capital Q, so that we can consider the expression for electric field by considering an arbitrary distance Ri with respect to the Qi source. A Qi source is here, and Ri is taken as the distance between the arbitrary charge Qi and the field point, and the expression that we have already obtained for the distribution for the force is given by, in terms of Q1, Q2, Q3, as given by this expression. And we know that the force is given by Q into the electric field, so that E is equal to the force divided by the magnitude of the test charge placed at the field point. And in order to obtain the electric field with respect to the origin of coordinate system, let us construct a system like this with x, y, and z axis. And r is a constant. This r is a constant, that is r is the distance from the origin of coordinate system to the test point. And the source point is varying. The source point for the Qi, that is ith charge, is taken as Ri. That is for Q1, the first charge it is R1, the second charge it is R2, third charge it is R3, and so on. And each charge is related with the distance to the origin as Ri dash, that is R1 dash, R2 dash, R3 dash, etc. So the distance R is taken as constant, and as Ri dash changes, Ri also changes, and the expression for the electric field becomes E of R. This E of R means the suffix R shows that the electric field at a distance R from the origin of coordinate system. So E of R is given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into summation I Qi divided by Ri square into Ri hash. So this is the expression for the electric field for a distribution of charges. Now let us consider different types of charge distributions. We know that recently we have explained two types of charge distribution. One is the point charge Q, and the second is sigma Q. So different charges Q1, Q2, Q3, etc. are placed at discrete points. Now there are other types of charge distribution also. That is a continuous distribution of charges. Now that is of three types. That is along a line, characterized in terms of line charge density with Coulomb per meter as a unit. Then there is a possibility of a charge distribution over a surface, and that is called a surface charge, and it is characterized with the surface charge density sigma Coulomb per meter square. And the general form of the charge distribution, that is the volume charge distribution with charge density rho Coulomb per meter cube. So we will consider the expression for the total charge in all these cases and the electric field due to different types of charge distributions. So for the point charge, let the point charge be Q here, that is Q Coulomb, and the test charge is the test point is P at a distance R from it, and the expression for the electric field E of R is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 q by r square. So this expression we have already derived earlier. Now coming to a collection of points also, we have different charges q1, q2, q3, etc. And the arbitrary charge qi is shown here, and it is at a distance ri, and here is the source point p is taken. So, and in this case the total charge is sigma qi, that is q is equal to sigma qi, and the expression for the total electric field E of r is given by 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 summation I qi divided by ri square into ri hat. Okay, now coming to third type of distribution, that is line charge. Now the line charge, here it is shown a curved line, a straight line of infinite length or a finite length or whatever it may be the case. We can identify a small distance called name as dl, and it is characterized in terms of lambda. Lambda is the charge density, coulomb per meter, lambda coulomb per meter, so that the charge on that particular length is lambda dl. And the total charge on the line, can be taken as q is equal to line integral lambda dl. So the expression for the electric field or the force at the point test point P can be evaluated in terms of the total charge Q. Q is equal to line integral lambda dl, and the expression becomes E of r is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 line integral r by r square into lambda dl. So in place of Q we have lambda dl. So this is the value of Q substituted in the earlier expression, and this is the expression for electric field due to a line charge. Now coming to the second type of charge distribution, that is a surface charge. Now the surface charge is characterized in terms of sigma coulomb per meter square. And in order to evaluate the total charge, we find out a surface ds, a small surface ds, and the total charge on that surface is taken as sigma ds. Sigma into ds is equal to the charge on that small surface, then surface integral sigma ds gives the total charge on the surface filling. So the expression for the electric field becomes E of r is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 surface integral r by r square sigma ds. So sigma ds in this case is equal to q. The general form of the charge distribution is the volume charge distribution like this. See a volume charge, and it is characterized in terms of rho, that is charge rho coulomb per meter cube. A small volume dV is considered, so that rho into dV is the charge there. So total charge is given by the expression Q is equal to volume integral rho dV. That means the entire charge is accommodated in that equation, and the expression for the electric field now changes to ER is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 line integral r by r square into rho dV. So this is the expression for the total charge here, rho dV. Rho dV is the expression for the total charge. So the electric field expression is modified accordingly. Now let us consider the electric field in terms of coordinates. First let us consider a point charge. Now here what we are going to do is we are going to assign a coordinate for the point charge and the test point. That is x, y, z in the case of rectangular coordinate system. So the test charge at a particular location means that x, y, z, and the source at another location x dash, y dash, z dash, like that. So this is the problem. The source is placed here, magnitude is taken as q, and the field, the test charge is, field point is capital P. And let us consider the system, original coordinate system like this. And we are assigning the coordinate for the field point as x, y, z, and for the source point it is x dash, y dash, z dash. So we are taking, as I have mentioned earlier, the primed coordinates are taken to assign the source point, because different sources may be there. In the present case, there is only one source, but the next case we will consider a distributed source. So the position Q, the point of Q is changing. So here we are taking it as the primed coordinate. Always source is taken at the primed coordinates. And the distance between the source point and the test point and the field point is given by R, and it is given by the expression R is equal to the vector expression x minus x dash into I plus y minus y dash into j plus z minus z dash into k. That is x minus x dash into I plus y minus y dash into j plus z minus z dash into k. That is the distance. Now the magnitude of this distance can be taken as modulus of R, and it is given by taking the square root of this equation, x minus x dash I plus y minus y dash j plus z minus z dash k to the power of 1 by 2. And the unit vector is given by R by modulus R. That is equal to R divided by modulus R. The unit vector is given by R by modulus R. So the expression for the electric field changes to, say in the expression for electric field for the single charge is given by Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 into R by R square. Now in place of R by R square, we will substitute R by R square is substituted as R divided by R cube. R divided vector R by R cube. So unit vector R is substituted as R by vector R by R. Vector R by R, so that this becomes vector R by R cube. Already an R square is there, so R by R cube. So this expression takes this form. E of R is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 x minus x dash into I plus y minus y dash into j plus z minus z dash into k, that is R, divided by x minus x dash into I plus y minus y dash into j plus z minus z dash into k to the power of 3 by 2. So cube, R cube is taken. So this is the expression for the electric field due to a point charge in terms of the coordinate. Now using this expression, we are able to solve different problems involving coordinates. That is, a source is placed, or in some situations the problems may be like this: a test charge is placed at a particular location and you are asked to find the electric field at another location, and the coordinates for the source and the test charges are given. So in that case you have to make use of this equation. Now let us consider the same situation for a volume charge. This is the general form. The volume charge is taken as rho x dash y dash z dash, and the field point is taken as at x y z. And the expression again for this particular situation is ER is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 volume integral R by R square rho theta. That changes to this form. E of R is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon 0 volume integral x minus x dash into I plus y minus y dash into j plus z minus z dash into k divided by x minus x dash into I plus y minus y dash into j plus z minus z dash into k to the power of 3 by 2 into, here is a change. This is Q. That is rho x dash y dash z dash dx dash dy dash dz dash. So dx dash dy dash dz dash is dv. That is rho dv. Rho at the source location into the volume element considered at the source location. So here we have considered, in this short video we have considered the evaluation of electric field due to different situations by making use of Coulomb's law. Initially we have defined electric field as the electric field around, the region around a point charge or a source charge. Then the basic equation for the force acting in presence of a source charge as Coulomb's law. Then from that we have evaluated an expression for the electric field. Then we have considered different types of complicated sources, and in each case we evaluated expressions for electric field, and finally we have assigned a coordinate system for the source and then evaluated the electric field at a particular location. Okay, thank you.